welcome to the deep dive. You've handed us a really interesting challenge, this focused guide on digital marketing strategies.
Yeah, tailored specifically for service businesses right here in Los Angeles, looking ahead to 2025.
Exactly. Things like home service companies, maybe law firms, dental clinics.
Right, the kind of businesses that really rely on local customers finding them. And in LA, well, it's incredibly competitive.
And that's precisely what we want to unpack today. Our goal is to pull out the most important, actionable stuff from this guide.
To give folks a real handle on what's critical for online success in LA right now.
The core message seems pretty clear. LA is tough, and you need a smart, data-driven digital strategy. Winging it won't work.
Absolutely not. The guide hammers that home. It's got to be data informed. Decisions based on what actually moves the needle in this specific market.
Okay, so let's dive in. Where do we start? Seems like finding local customers is priority one, right? Local SEO.
It's totally foundational. I mean, think about it when you need a plumber or a dentist nearby. Where do you look?
Google, almost always.
Exactly. So for an LA service business, showing up high in those local search results, it's non-negotiable.
Okay, the guide has a sort of checklist for local SEO in 2025. First up, Google My Business. Seems basic, but maybe it's not.
Well, it's basic, but the execution matters. It's not just listing your name and address anymore. You need it updated, accurate, sure, but also active.
Active how? Like just posting occasionally?
More than that. Think regular posts, responding to Q&As, making sure your services are detailed correctly, adding photos. It's like your digital storefront window on Google.
And keeping it fresh shows Google you're, well, engaged and relevant.
Precisely. The guides suggest things like maybe local neighborhood guides related to your service, sponsoring local events and mentioning it, hyper-local stuff.
Makes sense. Okay, what about other listings? Yelp, Angie, Bing, Places. Are these still relevant with Google being so dominant?
Yeah, they definitely still play a role. Think of them as adding weight and verification to your online presence. Plus, people do use sites like Yelp and Angie specifically when they're ready to hire, so they can be direct lead sources too.
Right, so spread the net a bit. Next on the list was on-page SEO. Can you break that down for, say, a local LA contractor?
Sure. So on-page SEO is all about optimizing your own website, making sure the words, the content on your site matches what people in LA are actually searching for.
So using specific neighborhood names, things like that?
Exactly. If you're a roofer serving the valley, you want terms like roof repair San Fernando Valley naturally integrated into your service pages, your blog posts.
And the behind-the-scenes stuff.
Ex-
Title tags, meta descriptions.
Crucial. Those are the headlines and snippets people see in the search results. They need to be compelling, clear, and signal immediately that you serve their area of LA.
Got it. And the last piece of this local SEO puzzle, according to the guide, customer reviews, particularly Google reviews.
Reviews are absolute gold, especially for service businesses where trust is everything.
People really read those, don't they?
Oh, absolutely. And Google uses them as a ranking factor. So the guide stresses encouraging happy clients to leave reviews.
And responding to them, even the bad ones.
Especially the bad ones. Responding professionally shows you care and are managing your reputation. Getting into that Google local pack, the map listings at the top, that's the prize. Strong local SEO gets you there.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Let's pivot now to something with maybe faster results. PPC advertising.
Right. Pay-per-click. The guide positions it as the way to get immediate visibility, which contrasts with SEO sometimes taking a while to build up steam.
So when someone searches with high intent, like emergency plumber near me.
Exactly. PPC lets you be right there at the top instantly for those kinds of searches where people need a solution now.
So for LA businesses in 2025, what are the key PPC tactics the guide points out?
First off, Google search ads, but with really tight geo-targeting. You can't just target Los Angeles's. It's too big, too diverse.
Right. Waste of money, probably.
Totally. You need to target specific neighborhoods or service areas where your actual customers are. Be really specific.
Makes sense for LA. What about retargeting? The guide mentions that too.
Yeah, retargeting is super valuable. It's basically showing your ads to people who've already visited your site or maybe engaged with your social media.
I mean, like a little reminder.
Exactly. They showed interest once. Retargeting keeps you top of mind, nudges them back to maybe book that appointment or request that quote. In a busy place like LA, it cuts through the noise.
Okay. And social media ads, Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah.
Even TikTok.
Yep. These platforms have amazing targeting options, demographics, interests, behaviors. You can get really granular.
Like targeting homeowners in a specific zip code who like DIY stuff, maybe?
Precisely that kind of thing. Or maybe people who recently moved to a certain LA neighborhood. The guide also mentions specific ad types, like call-only ads for mobile users.
Makes it easy to just call.
And service extensions to highlight specific offerings, tighter geofencing. It's all about reaching the right Angelinos when they're looking and making it easy for them to convert.
Turn clicks into customers.
That's the goal.
All right, shifting gears again. Let's talk social media marketing. The guide says it's not just about getting your name out there in LA anymore.
No, it's evolved. It's really about building a local community, building trust, providing actual value, not just sales pitches.
Less broadcasting, more interacting?
Definitely. In a city with so many options, that genuine connection can be a huge differentiator. Answering questions, showing the human side of the business that builds loyalty.
So what's working on social for LA businesses in 2025, according to this guide?
Short-form video is king. TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts. Quick, engaging, maybe visually interesting content.
Like behind-the-scenes stuff or quick tips?
Yeah, both. Quick tips relevant to LA life, like water-saving tips from a plumber, maybe. The guide also highlights live video, like Q&A sessions.
Oh, interesting. Like a local expert answering questions live.
Exactly. Builds authority, allows direct interaction, feels very authentic.
What else?
Just solid community engagement. Responding quickly to comments, DMs, reviews on your social channels shows you're listening. And then there's influencer marketing. Partnering with local LA influencers who have an audience that matches yours. That can give you instant credibility and reach.
Right, tapping into their existing trust. Okay, that covers social. Now, content marketing. Establishing expertise, the guide calls it.
Yeah, this is about creating genuinely useful, informative content. Blog posts, videos, guides, stuff that answers your potential customers' questions.
So instead of just selling, you're helping and educating.
Exactly. You
Okay.
become the trusted resource. When someone in LA is searching for information related to your service, your content shows up. It drives organic traffic, sure, but it also builds massive authority.
What kind of content works best now?
Blog posts answering common local questions are still huge, like best time to trim palm trees in Southern California from an arborist. Video is massive. 2 educational how-tos, maybe meet the team videos.
Makes it more personal.
Totally. Email marketing, like a monthly newsletter with local tips or offers, keeps you engaged with past clients or leads. And don't forget case studies and testimonials.
Social proof, showing real results for other LA clients.
Absolutely. Proves you can deliver. So content marketing pulls people in organically and builds that crucial trust. Double win.
Okay, which leads us neatly into the next bet. Online reviews and reputation management. Feels like we've touched on this, but the guide dedicates a whole section.
Because it's that critical, especially here. LA is dense, people talk, and online reviews are incredibly visible.
One bad review can really hurt, huh?
It really can. The guide emphasizes that your online reputation can be the tiebreaker when someone's choosing between you and a competitor nearby.
So what's the game plan for managing it effectively in LA?
Well, first, proactively ask happy customers for reviews. Make it easy. Send a link to your Google or Yelp profile.
Don't just wait for them to maybe do it.
Right. Be proactive. Second, respond to all reviews, thank people for the good ones, and address the negative ones professionally and empathetically. Don't argue, just show you're listening and want to make things right if possible.
Shows you take feedback seriously.
Exactly. And third, monitor what's being said. Keep an eye on social media mentions, review sites. Know the conversation happening around your brand locally. It's about protecting that trust.
Okay, so we've covered local SEO, PPC, social content, reputation. Bringing it all together, what's the big picture takeaway from this guide for LA service businesses in 2025?
The main point is, you need an integrated multi-channel strategy. These things can't live in silos anymore.
They all need to work together.
Absolutely. SEO builds the foundation, PPC gets immediate leads, social builds community, content builds authority. They feed into each other. Success in LA demands this cohesive approach.
And being data-driven, right? Always measuring.
Constantly. You need to track what's working, what's not, and adapt. LA's digital scene changes fast, so staying informed on trends relevant here is vital.
The guide wraps up by suggesting that if this all sounds like, well, a lot,
Which it can be.
then maybe partnering with a digital marketing agency that knows the LA market, like the ad expert mentioned, could be a smart move.
Yeah, it offers that potential next step if you need expert help navigating this complex landscape.
Definitely gives people something concrete to consider. So thinking about everything we've just unpacked, what's maybe one immediate action, just one thing, you listening could take right now to strengthen your service business's online presence here in this very dynamic LA market?